This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Tuesday, May 31st. We got a great show for you guys. We got an awesome, incredible interview with Ode Osbourne. Kind of all over the place with it. I mean, we had a lot of fun. We asked him why he said fuck them kids and went all into full fighting. And we also, at the same time, we opened up a lot about self-security kind of things when it comes to doing things you're really passionate about. It's a pretty wide range interview, but it was awesome. It was incredible. I hope you guys enjoy it. And then we wrap up with our winners and losers for the week. But first and foremost, if you're listening on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, listen on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, any podcasting platform, hit that follow, leave a review. Sorry, my voice is fucked up. The alcohol and liquor took over this weekend. But without further ado, here is Ode Osbourne. We are joined by a very special guest. He's going to be fighting the first weekend of June. It is Picasso Ode Osbourne, my man. What's up? How we doing? Why isn't Picasso the real nickname yet? I feel like that should be the real nickname, Picasso.
Well, because Picasso is who I am. It's not my nickname. The nickname is the Jamaican sensation. Picasso is I go in there and I paint the picture. You know what I'm saying? I kind of do whatever I do whatever I want to do. That's why Picasso, because usually, you never really know what the picture's going to be like until the end. So I don't know. I never really know how the fight's going to end. I just know it's going to be like a submission or a knockout or a TKO or something. Not really, I got knocked out like 3 fights ago. So there you go.
It's a fight game. It goes all over the place. In your head, it could go one way or the other. But if you get your head in a certain space, I'm going to finish him in the second round, you're probably going to get finished in the first round. It's like one of those crazy fucking things with the fight game where if you put yourself too focused on one thing, you just got to go with the flow, which is the way you like to fight. You just like to go with the flow and kind of go with the way things go out. You got to feel them out. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So let's before we get going any further, I know one of the things you're most notorious for was you used to be an assistant teacher, and since you've moved from Milwaukee to Vegas, you said fuck them kids. You're no longer an assistant teacher. I know you're building the school, but why did you say fuck them kids and stop teaching?
Well, I didn't say fuck them kids. You know what I mean? But I like I said, I just gave this analogy. It's the airplane oxygen mask analogy, where you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can put the oxygen mask on everyone else around you. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't getting enough oxygen because I was dedicating so much of my time. And I love working with kids. I love it more than I like fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because it truly lets me be me. You know what I mean? Fighting, there's just so much politics and all this other shit that comes with it. But when I'm teaching kids, I can just be myself. I'm like, hey, stop. No, that's not cool. Don't do that. Apologize. That could be me. But no, man, I needed to show them what success looks like through sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So the sacrifice I'm making is giving up my job and pursuing full-time training at Syndicate to becoming a UFC champion someday, hopefully. So that's all it is, man. And I hope someday that they can look back and be like, man, Mr. O he did all that for us. And then he became something. And now I see what he's become and I can become that same thing, because a lot of these kids, it was an inner city school. A lot of these kids, they don't think that they can become a lot of things in life. They don't think they can mount to anything because, teachers and parents put them down, and they, they don't, a lot of them don't know. And so them seeing it firsthand from me is motivation.
So it's like a progression from what you were thinking before. It's like a progression of you're doing this for the kids, but You're taking yourself away. It's like when you love something, you got to take some time away from that person.
Yes.
It really show the way you really love them,
Yes.
How's the school coming along in Jamaica, though? I know you're building a school out there.
So that project came to a halt just because, so much was going on, COVID and all this other nonsense. And so that project came to a halt. I don't know when that's going to be resumed again, but that project's at a halt right now.
Okay.
But I definitely want to continue to hopefully get on the board with, building a school in Jamaica, and not just any school, but I want to bring hopefully cryptocurrency to Jamaica and, teach them
not NFTs, please, just Bitcoin.
Yes, Bitcoin, because the Jamaican structure, the banking system is terrible. It's terrible. Nobody, nobody, probably I would say like 10% of the population has a bank account because money and wealth is just non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people, like, I would say $5,000 a year is what Jamaicans make a year, US dollars. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm kind of over exaggerating. It could be like maybe 15,000, but
just to make the point, it's okay.
Yeah, but so I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bring something different. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, like, because it really, how the British left, like, we fought the British off only about 70 years ago, right? And it's not like they were like, all right, here's the roadmap and here's how our economical structure went. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, fuck that. Y'all fought us off. Y'all can figure that shit out on your own. And so our money is not tied to anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here it's tied to gold, or tied to gold, supposedly. But in Jamaica, it's just, oh man, the exchange rate it's ridiculous. Like, I would say $2 here is probably like $300 there. Something like that.
Yeah. I've heard people when they go down, like, I've never been down there, but I know, like, when you go down there, you can take like $100 and you feel like,
yep, and be golden.
Yeah.
You can be golden. Yeah. So I'm, you know what I mean? My goal is hopefully in the future to be able to build the economical structure. And I know that's a big one.
That's big. That's not just like building a school. That's like big. But that's, you know,
big. But you gotta start somewhere. You know, you gotta start with the school to educate the kids. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start with the education first, because you can't just introduce something. Like, that's the problem. Even in America here, like, most people, all they know, they think Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is like a get rich quick scheme, but it's not. It's investing, and it's educating. You got to start. If I think schools now should revamp their math system and say, fuck algebra, fuck geometry, actually, you know, and teach stuff that we actually need. Like, in finance class, put in some stock market exchange, cryptocurrency, investment. Teach these kids in high school how to survive in the real world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I still haven't used a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I still haven't used it yet. I'm waiting on the day. I'm waiting on the day. I'm waiting on the day to use Pythagoras theorem. I'm still waiting on that day.
I haven't used anything I use from like geometry, calculus, any of that shit. I haven't used any of that. The only thing I'm using is like stuff you learn like in recess or PE class and things like that. That's literally, I feel like those are like the most realistic kind of things you learn in school. But like a finance thing, like, for instance, you had like back, what was it? So over a year ago, you had the AMC, GameStop, all the other kind of stuff. I lost a shit ton of money because I didn't know what I was doing. But like, there's a ton of people just like me who just got in terrible situations because I had no idea how to operate with the stock market, crypto, any of that kind of stuff.
And it all starts with just like, if you were educated in that stuff early on, you would have known, you know what I'm saying? You would know what to invest in, what not to invest in, how to invest, how not to invest. If people think you just take your money and you put it in, they don't know how to dollar cost average. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit. When it goes down, you put a little bit more. If it goes even more, you put a little bit more. And then when it goes back up to the high, you take your money and you know what I mean? You reinvest it in something different. And then you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. Not financial advice like people say, but fuck that. Financial advice, motherfuckers.
That should be the new economics 101. Just kind of teach you all that kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. Right. So real quick, so now you're back in Vegas, though. So like, I know the whole big thing is like, now you can really focus on being an athlete. But how much more of a professional athlete do you feel now they're like using the PI and being over there in Vegas?
Bro, it is like night and day. It's like me and you running a race, a lap around the track.
And you kick my ass regardless, even if you
instead of us both starting at the starting line, I start like halfway around the track, and then we say go, and I start halfway around the track. And then you start the starting line. It's like not fair, right? Mm-hmm. That's like what it is right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like having a nutritionist, having a strength and conditioning coach, having a physical therapist, and then having, you know, my manager being so close. And not just my manager being close, but my manager works alongside with my actual coach in the gym. He's there like every day. You know, he's getting feedback from my coaches. My coach is getting feedback from the PI. You know, everything is just like intertwining. It's like there's real structure that I had no idea that this shit was this like There's levels.
Yes.
There's
It's like,
levels.
imagine if you had Apex. Like that's the one thing I feel like that's the future. What the UFC is going to do is they're going to have more PIs across the country, and I think that should be the goal. Because I
There's
feel
one
like
in Shanghai.
oh, I know there's one in Shanghai. There you have that like
Mhm.
Chinese academy, but like it's one of those things too where it's you really don't really get to appreciate all that. Like I mean, by the way, I'm very pro like fighters should be paid more, all sponsorships, all that kind of stuff. But the PI is like one of those things where like if you've never really experienced it as a fighter, you don't really get to go there and experience it. You're not taking advantage of the full opportunities as a fighter for the UFC because it's just like it's world class stuff. It's like being I forget who said it, and I was talking about it. Like it's like
Like,
being a professional football player. Like you go to the team's like building, it's just like that.
bro, there's a sauna, a cold pool, not a cold tub not a small ass baby tub that you sit in,
Not like a garbage can. Like you have to go in there with like the ice can.
like
Yeah.
it's like a pool that 20 people can sit in it and ice bath and recover, and then there's a hot tub that also 20 people can sit in. I'm exaggerating, probably like 15 or so, but there you know
to make the point. Back to making the point.
right. There's an indoor track, like not track, like a turf. There's you know the weight room is the facility is it is ridiculously on point, man. It's like the Olympic Training Center. And then they have a large cafeteria that you can go to, and the chef will make you whatever you want: salmon, you want steak, you want chicken, you want to go to buffet line, and all of it's free. All of it's free.
Yes, that's the big thing. You can eat healthy. You don't have to worry about eating some shit food. They have like all the nutrition for you.
Right. And if I don't want to go to the cafeteria, I can go on my phone, and there's an app called Oatmeal, and I can order whatever I want, and I pick it up.
Ooh. Instead of going DoorDash, you just go over to UFC PI, pick up a quick dinner. Like that's it's so nice. And then like especially for guys like miss weight or things like that, just go to the PI and they'll take care of you and they'll make sure like you're eating right, you're doing all the other kind of stuff. I feel like it's if you have that chance, you're not a part of a team like a pretty big team. Like what's the point? Go to Vegas, experience it. There's also so many good athletes there. There's so many good gyms there. It's like you're not missing out on like the competition, the sparring and things like that. It's all there. Like literally everything you could want. It's right there.
Everything, man. People don't. I had no idea the resources that was here until I moved here. I was like, holy shit, this is like night and day difference, you know. And it's not just that, but there's a whole system. You know, the reason why Syndicate is so successful, like John Wood is like a really good coach. You know what I'm saying? But besides from him being a good coach in the gym and giving directions, like he's got a whole system, you know, and it goes in line with the PI, and he keeps in track with what we do, and it's the system is dope. It's dope.
It's really cool. It is super cool. What's so I know again you moved from Wisconsin to Vegas, a little bit different in terms of like the what's it called?
Cold,
climate. Cold climate. That's the word I'm looking for. I haven't said that word in high school. What like the biggest difference is like what's the one thing you miss about Wisconsin, and what's the one thing you're very excited you never have to deal with again? Like don't say snow. Snow's cheating. Like what's the one thing you miss the most about
So the one thing I miss, I was born in Jamaica. I grew up in the woods. I'm an island boy. So I do miss the nature, man, the rivers, the lake, the trees, fucking like Vegas is like, you see this bowl right here? It's like somebody like, it's like you toss some sand. It's like a beach without the water. Yeah, all the time, dry and hot. But I do love the warm weather. I love the warm weather, but like I said, I love like vegetation and trees and nature. And not to say there's not nature, that there's mountains you can go hiking on and stuff like that. But it's just, man, there's something to be said about going out into the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? And seeing animals. Like animals, I'm like, what do those look like? I don't even know what animals look like anymore.
I haven't seen a squirrel probably in years at this point. You haven't seen like any of those little creatures. And like, but the hikes get kind of old. Hikes have to get old in Vegas.
They don't survive out here.
No. Nothing is right. There's cactuses, bushweeds, fucking
look, succubus.
Yeah.
Only succubus that I know are my exes.
All right. Well, let's talk about this fight you got coming up, man. I mean, this is your first fight of the year. Not to put any pressure or anything. You are undefeated in the Apex, returning to the Apex. You've had all finishes in the Apex, again, back in the Apex, and undefeated as Syndicate. You're going against 4-3. Sorry. How do you say his name? I tried to figure it out and I couldn't.
There's two ways. So if you, I've heard Marlon Moraes say Zahouk, but I've always said Zaruk.
Zaruk.
Yeah. Adashev. So we'll stick to Zaruk.
We'll say, no, I
Adeshev.
think Adeshev's easier. I think we'll stick with Adeshev.
Adeshev,
Let's
yeah.
stick with Adeshev. So let's start Adeshev. This is your first fight. He is 4-3 in the as the first career. What excites you most about this fight?
That he accepted to fight me. That excites me the most because I've been having the toughest time getting opponents. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that he said yes, and I'm like, yes, let's go. You know, I was trying to fight everybody. You know, I'm trying. Like, if you look at all my opponents, I don't say no. Like, as soon as this contract comes my way, I'm like, yep, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those fighters that want, you know, to kind of pick and choose. Like the UFC, they enjoy working with me because of that, because I say yes to everyone. Like, I don't care, but it's not the same vice versa. People, like, they see my name and they're like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Unless because I'm not ranked, so it's not worth it for a lot of fighters to fight me.
That's the thing. It's like
Because
you're in that awkward you're in that awkward stage where you're
limbo,
like,
yes.
you're like that little middle ground right before being ranked,
Mm-hmm.
but like you're dangerous for being unranked. It's like if you're trying to move up, you're like,
Yes.
why would I want to fight this guy? Because he's a lot dangerous. He's probably more dangerous than some of the guys who are ranked, and I don't want to have to take that risk to maybe move up. And especially in a division as small as the flyweight division, as like a big win like that puts you up there.
You know your shit. You know your shit.
I try to know my shit.
Yeah, man.
But it's kind of the bullshit nature. It's the politic game of the UFC and
Yes.
the ranking system. But that is the other thing I do like about that. It's like you have to say yes, you can't say no. And also, that's the other good thing about living in Vegas. You can accept short notice fights. That's the other
Yes,
benefit.
man. I've accepted, man. But that's the thing. I've accepted a short notice fight, and they're like, oh, I got the flu, or you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't want to do the weight. I don't want to do the weight. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is nice being in Vegas. Like I said, I can jump in short notice, and hopefully when I get ranked, you know, I could not get ranked. Anything can happen. I can fucking get obliterated my rest of my career. But I'm hoping I'm hoping for, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping to be the obliterator.
Yes.
And become ranked and being able to take short notice fights where people will want to fight me because I have a number next to my name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and God will provide all the things that I need.
Yes, exactly. And I just out of curiosity, have you been told or are you aware of what the odds are for this fight? Because if I must say so myself, I think they're a little disrespectful.
No, I have not.
Would you like to hear?
Sure.
You're a minus 165 favorite, and I think that's being a little too generous to the other side, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, man, I look at odds and rankings for me, they're for the fans. Like,
Yes, they are. They'll say for you guys, it doesn't matter. It's 1v1. It's 1v1 for one win to move you up further.
One punch. It only takes one punch. Mm-hmm. But I do, like I said, I have a lot of respect for Zaruk because he did accept this fight. And so for me, I'm like, dude, appreciate that. Thank you.
Have you been able to watch a whole lot of tape? I know he's had a couple fights in the UFC, so you have that kind of tape. I forget who it was he fought before. I think it was Vergaris. Who I fought or who he fought?
No,
have you seen a lot of tape for who he's fought? Like, because I know for CJ Vergaris, you weren't able to really see a whole lot because there's not really a whole lot. It wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, I fought CJ my last fight. I watched a couple here and there. I'm not really big into watching that much film. I don't get to. That's why I'm the Picasso, because if I watch so much film on my opponents, I can't be Picasso. I focus too much on, like, all right, I want to do this since he does that. I want to stick to doing this. I'm like, no, that's not me. I don't want to be this one trick pony. I want to be able to do whatever I want to do. You know, whatever I see in there, that's what I'm gonna do. That's why I don't watch a lot of film, because you sometimes you worry so much about your opponent and what they're gonna do that you don't get to be yourself.
Yes,
I want to be myself.
That's what's fun about you as a fighter. You just be yourself. Do you let the coaches then deal with all that kind of stuff? You just kind of listen to their game plan, just do what they tell you to do, or are they just kind of like, let's just let you do what you do for a round, and then we'll figure it out from there?
A little bit of both. John is just a good coach. Reason why I love John is because he figures out what I'm good at and he makes it even better. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I'm good at, which is, like, you know, being a Picasso and creating stuff, he adds on to that. He's like, all right, well, we're gonna do that. Let's make it even better. You know what I mean? So I love that aspect of John. You know, he doesn't restrict me, which is a lot of coaches. They're like, oh, we're gonna have a military, but we're all gonna have all snipers. We're gonna have no 50 cals, no pistols. We're gonna have all snipers, which is like, makes no sense. You need some close range fighters, you need some mid range fighters, you need some long range fighters. You know what I'm saying? But John, he understands that there's everybody has a different style.
And everyone has a different like way of utilizing that style and mixing different martial arts to make
Exactly.
them to really maximize those styles, which is again
100%.
why Syndicate's one of the best in the game. So another interesting thing is you're almost not, I don't want to say it's a curse, but the past two people you fought have missed weight, which has been great for the money, has been great for the pocketbooks. Is there a part of you that's like, I mean, if they miss weight, it's cool because I make more money, but also at the same time though, it's not like a technically sanctioned flyweight fight.
Yeah, none of my opponents at flyweights have made weight. But it's like this, man. Yeah, it gets annoying because if it go the later rounds, you know what I mean, that they pay dividends in the later round. That those weights paid, and they haven't. It's not like my opponents have missed by like 0.5. They've missed by like 2
it's like
pounds.
out of weight. Yeah, completely out of weight, like consistently out of weight. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but me personally, I'm so confident in myself and my abilities that I believe truly the lion is the king of the jungle, not the elephant. So I'm going to, be the lion because I'm confident. And I also get, part of their purse. So I'm like, I'm like, the devil's advocate. And there's like the devil on this shoulder, like, oh, hopefully he misses so I can, win and get some of the purse.
It's not, there's nothing wrong with that. Just a little extra money. You can't go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with that. And so another thing too is, I know in the past you said you want to be like a Conor McGregor, you want to be like the John Jones, but I can never see you telling like Brandon Moreno, like your wife is in my DMs.
No, I can't. That was an act, man. Like, so my first UFC fight ever, people were like, I was listening to too many people in my ear. You got to promote the fights. You got to promote the fights. You got to blah, 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 blah. Got to promote the fights. And so I was like, yeah. So I get on, I get on the camera and I'm like, yeah, someday Conor McGregor is going to tell people that he fought on my card. And then I get choked out in like fucking the first round. I'm like, I had my arms trapped in there. I had to tap on my feet like a bitch, and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't really me. Because how you present yourself is how you perform. And I'm not that guy. And we need the Conors, we need the Kobes, we need the Sean Stricklands, you know what I'm saying? But we also need balance. We need the guys like myself who want to change the world for the better. And that's what I want to do. I'm not that guy. I'm not the cocky, arrogant guy who you know what I mean? I want to sell the fights, but I want to sell it in a different way. I want to actually be myself. I want to be, like I said, preach love and positivity and try to just spread that good vibrations, man.
Yes, yeah. You can't have too many guys out there like being a shithead. Like you can't have just like it would get too old. It become too much like WWE. It's like this is real life fighting. Like it's
100%.
And it's martial arts. It's like at the end of the day, like you took a picture of CJ, your former opponent, like literally like what was it, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
you met and talked. How was that?
Though CJ and I have always been cool, man. I've been cool. Manil Kopp and I are cool. I'm cool with like all my opponents. That's the way fighting should be. There shouldn't be any animosity afterward. Because look, at the end of the day, we're fighting each other we're trying to put food on our families' plates, on our plates. We're trying to, build a better life for our kids, our wives, husbands, whatever the case may be. And so, yeah, man, there should be no animosity in the end of the day, it is what it is. And, you got the Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington where there is animosity, but that's them. And like I said, our sport needs, we need a little bit of excitement here and there, but like you said, we can't have two. After a while, it becomes watered down.
Like imagine like a whole press conference of like 7 wannabe Conor McGregors and like,
your wife is in my DMs.
Yeah, just like everyone is yelling at each other, or a guy just yelling, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Just like everyone is like fucking yelling all these stuff. It wouldn't be fun. It would be too cringy. But luckily, we have a good balance. There does need to be a new Conor. I don't know who it'll be. Eventually, someone will step up into that because Conor is
probably But right now, I feel like there's like Conor contestants like Patty, Sean O'Malley. Who's another Conor contestant?
See, I think Sean's a little more. I take him more seriously than Patty. What are your thoughts on Patty? I think he's funny.
I agree with that. I agree.
But I don't think
Patty is not that he's he hasn't. I think for me, Patty hasn't really shown yet. You know what I'm saying? So once he gets some fights in there and show everybody that he can do what he says he can do, then you can give him a little bit more respect. But right now, like you said, he's only had 2 fights in the UFC, so you can't really you know, but he's got a lot of hype on his name though.
He does.
A lot of hype on his name.
A lot of hype on his name. Well, Sean's had some pretty. He's had some pretty. You know, he's had some good wins. He looks good. He's had
Yeah,
great
for
knockout
sure.
finishes. Very excited to see him fight Pedro. Like that'll be a good test because Pedro's a dog. He's
Yeah,
a good fight.
and
He's a really
you
good
know,
fighter.
I think my only problem with Sean is he's kind of brittle. You know, he's a great fighter. Like his fight IQ is on point. His skill set is on point. It's just that he's like the RG3. You know what I'm saying? He gets hurt. He gets hurt really easily, and that worries me. That's my only.
And in a
only
sport
thing.
where you're hitting people, that's kind of not ideal, you know.
No, he gets hurt. Yeah,
yeah, it's not ideal. He could be one of those guys where you kind of look back in like 5 years, like what if? What if he gets hurt? And you're like, what if? Because there's a lot like Pons, for instance. He's an example of a guy who lost his entire prime for injuries. Who knows what Ponzinibbio could have done if he was healthy during his prime?
Right.
Dude was a dog,
man.
Dude was a dog. So another thing I know you're doing is you're writing a book. How's the book coming along?
Oh man, it's coming along great. I'm still having like every once in a while, like I'll go back and I write some more and I write some more and I write some more, but then I take a break from it just because I've learned that I'm still in the journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because I'm still in the journey, you can't really finish the book because I'm still in it. You know what I mean? I'm still in it. And so there's just so much. And there's not just that, but there's a lot of personal stuff that's happened to me from childhood and a lot of stuff that sometimes it's hard to digest, you know, because you're self-reflecting on a lot. And so it's heavy and you're just like, ooh, all right, gotta take a break.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's also you have so long. I mean, your career's gonna go for a while, so like it's not like you're in any rush to put it out there.
Exactly.
It's like you probably have a good like 10 years minimum to get that thing
hopefully
done.
I hope not. I hope, like, you know what I mean? I hope I'm done. But it's not up to me, you know, it's up to God. But I like I said, I want to be a UFC champion for you know, for all the right reasons. And I hope that is good enough, and not for the people. Well, yeah, the people, because the people, I can't do it without the people, but mainly I mean for myself. I hope that, you know, it's good enough for me, because I've always struggled with, you know, being good enough for myself. You know what I'm saying? It's always something that I've struggled with, you know, growing up with, is being good enough for me.
I know exactly. Same way. Same exact way. It's like you're almost like too hard on yourself sometimes, you know.
Oh,
and it's like you're
all the time, dude. And it's just like, and it comes out more now. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of society now. They have no idea who they are. They just exist, and I'm like, how can you just exist like that? You don't know who you are.
A fucking NPC
whereas
player,
I am right. Whereas I'll do something and I'm like, damn, why do I do that? And I go back into my head and I'm like, holy shit, I am fucked up.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like one of those things too, where it's like you won't really feel that fulfillment. You won't really feel like you really did anything unless you really reach that pinnacle, you know? Or it's like one of those things like I'm doing this, and it's just like, I mean, I'm nowhere even close to where I want to be, and there's like I have these like unexplainable, like maybe unattainable, if you want to say it, like goals. I'm like, if I don't hit those goals, I'm like, man, that was a fucking waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those.
100%, 100%, because it's easy to just exist and not care about, you know, not self-reflect and not care about anything. What's hard is analyzing and being aware, and then working on certain things, like understanding why you do certain things, and then working on that to prevent yourself from not doing certain things. Like, you know, why am I a piece of shit?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Yes. I don't know if you saw, we had a little 10-minute warning. We do this for free because what's the fucking point of paying for it if you just click the same link and it all works the same? Even though you have the caps lock thing, it might be a little issue, but we'll see. If we get there, we get there. Just a little heads up. All right. And we've already kind of talked about crypto, but I do have to ask: are you an NFT guy?
I mean, yes and no. So,
did you lose a lot of money and just got out of NFTs?
No. I like so I like the VV NFTs, like the actual, like the Marvel and DC, because
okay. Yeah.
Yes,
not the apes and things like that.
Yeah, because I do like the augmented reality, not just the fucking picture that you see, but it's augmented reality. Like I could literally put the NFT that I have on my table, like by it's hard to explain, but if I have my phone and I can put Batman on my phone, and I can come back, go take fucking take a shit, come back, and it's Batman still on my table. Like literally from my phone. I take my phone and I look back at my table. There's Batman sitting there. So I like those stuff just because like I'm actually a fan of them, not for the money per se. I mean, yeah, we all do it for the money, but more so because I'm passionate about it.
You think it's cool, like you just think it's a cool thing to have. Yeah.
Like other than that, I'm not into like I'm not really into like the loaded lions and the apes and stuff because the community just gets so annoying sometimes, man.
I bet you have so many DMs of people saying like, "Hey, dude, you want my ape? You want an ape?
Yeah.
You want a lion?"
You don't even know. At least 4 or 5 a day. At least,
especially because you're a crypto guy. Because they're then I'm probably also like, "Oh, this guy definitely would want this,
bro." And not even just that, they're on my comments. Like the bots are going in, like everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm signed to G Media, which they're amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like G Media is they like if there's a project, if somebody comes that wants to sponsor me in crypto, like I run it past them. Like, hey, what do you think about them? They vet them, and you know, David Gochstein. If you don't know David, he's teaching me G Media itself. They're teaching me so much about, just I thought I knew a lot about crypto, but then I got into like, I started getting into these spaces with G Media, and I realized, holy, I don't know shit.
It's like, such a mad. There's so much information. There's so much information.
Especially this whole thing with Terra Luna going on right now. Man.
It's nuts. Yeah. All right, so I got one more question before I move on to my intern. I asked this to every one of our Jamaican friends. Do you know who Chet Hanks is?
No, I do not.
You do not? Okay. Do you know who Tom Hanks is?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever heard of? So his son's name is Chet, and I'm going to show you this video, and I want you to rate his Jamaican accent on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
Now let me pull it up for you, and then I'll tell you what everyone else said afterwards.
Internet gone mad.
Oh, it stopped. Oh, that's my phone.
Respect, you don't know. It's on fire with a yard. Booyaka.
That is Chet Hanks Jr.
Like a -12.
That's what Randy Brown said. Fabian Edwards gave him like a 7. He gave him a 7 on it. He's like, that's a white boy saying that. I'll give him some props.
Nah, man, his Jamaican accent is like, it's more like an accent, not patois. So it depends, there's accent, there's patois. So there's the accent like I can speak like this, and I can talk the talk, and I can walk the walk, and we can speak the Jamaican accent. But then there's patois where we can chat somewhere and I know what I say. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Patois is like, it's hard to understand. Meanwhile, there's the accent, which is, you know what I mean? So I guess I'll give, on the accent side of things, I'll go with Randy on that. I'll give him like a 6.
No, it's Fabian. Fabian gave him a 6. Randy didn't even want to hear it. Then he's like, nah, there's -3, -4.
I give him -12.
Yeah, he was like, nah, fuck that. Okay, so that's our gauntlet. That's my questions. That's what I had for you. So this is where we turn to our segment with my intern Harrison here. So this is like a game, all right? Yeah. So it's like he has a series of 5 questions. If you like the question, you answer, obviously, and we move on to the next one. However, if you've ever wanted to tell someone that's a bad question, this is your opportunity. So if you don't like the question, you tell them you don't like the question, and then we really wrap this thing up. Make sense?
Yeah. Fuck it. And no questions are bad questions.
Let's go. We're going to get into some interesting stuff here. All right. So first question, we're starting out with a real fun one. So how many 6th graders do you think you can knock out before they completely overwhelm you? Infinite 6th graders coming at you in waves of 10 every 5 minutes.
Waves of 10? Ooh.
Yeah.
20 of them before they overwhelm me. Probably like 15 or so. 15 or 20. Yeah.
The cardio would kick in a little bit.
Yeah, the cardio would kick in. Yeah, the cardio kick in because you know what I mean. I'm kicking, I'm punching, slamming them into the wall.
It's a lot harder than like elementary school kids who you could like just pick up by one leg.
You could use them or you could just pick up one of the 6th graders. Oh, they might be too big. You might pick a small one and then use them as like a fucking like sword or something. I don't know. You could use them as like a battering ram. There's so many options.
Yeah, but then some of them are really big and tall. So you know what I mean. Those are the ones that you're gonna use a little bit more energy. So
you get the grown asses like me who stop growing when they're in the 6th grade. Yeah. You know.
That one random kid who's like 6'5"
already hit all this puberty. Yeah. Those are like the giant. Like when you're in a game, those are like the giants. Like,
that's why
stick figure games.
But it depends on where it's at. You know, if it's in a hallway, then like 10. But if we got open space, yeah, we can move around, sticking.
Oh no,
We stick and moving.
location.
We got open space.
Yeah. All right, so you obviously like that one. Let's move on. What's number 2? What do we got for number 2?
All right, so number 2, what in your personal opinion was tougher? Cutting weight to make sure you were good to go for a fight, or maintaining a sense of professionalism when one of your students said something completely fucked up but was absolutely hilarious?
Cutting weight for sure. When my students, I worked in the inner city. When they say something that was completely fucked up and I thought was hilarious, like I you know what I mean? I'm just like I laugh about it. Like I'm like straight faced as hell, like.
Mhm.
But deep down inside, oh my god, I'm.
You're dying. You're just dying. There's there had to be so many moments where they say something like completely out of pocket, and you have to hold your face like, I can't laugh at this, but I'm gonna laugh at this so hard the minute I'm gone.
Bro, you don't even know when I told a student that he couldn't go to recess because he didn't get his homework done. You know what I'm saying? And he has to finish his work first before, you know what I mean? He can't reward you unless you turn your stuff in. And then he was like, "See, that's why you got choked out."
He actually knew. That's free fire.
Yeah, I was like, touche. I wanted to be like, I was like, ooh, I wanted so bad to be like, see, that's why you ain't going to recess.
That would have been perfect.
I mean, you have control there, so you do have final say there. But no, that's
yeah. But
I was something I forgot to ask like how many of percentagely how many of the students really knew you were a UFC fighter?
Oh,
like,
all of them.
All of them knew.
Yeah,
okay.
all of them. They didn't give a shit though. They, because at the end of the day, like I said this before,
they probably said you weren't ain't shit. That's probably what they kept saying. You ain't shit.
No,
you're not ranked. You ain't
not
shit.
only that, but like our relationship was amazing. Like I loved all the kids. Like I will go back teaching, assistant teaching, whatever, in a heartbeat. Maybe I don't know if I will in the future. I have no, but I'm saying I that's how much I love it. But at the end of the day, it's like if your dad became a president, are you going to treat your dad any differently? No, you're still going to. No, it's the same concept. They were with me before the UFC, and so I'm still Mr. O, and they're still going to give me a hard time. It's, you know what I mean? It's the same concept.
It's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, all love, man.
All
love. All right, what do we got next? What do we got next?
So, final question when it comes to teaching. What's one thing you've heard in your classroom that you could also hear at a UFC event?
Man, I'll beat your fucking ass. I've
Especially in the inner city, you probably heard that a lot.
I've heard that a lot. The kids,
gotta love kids.
Oh my gosh, I've heard that. I've heard if you don't leave me alone, I'll beat the shit out. Oh man, like these kids cut so much, and I'm just like, I honestly, half the time I pretend I don't hear it, but most of the time I'm like, hey, you can't say that. But
it gets to the point where you're like, you have to acknowledge it because it's just so out of line. You're like, I have to say something.
Yeah, because they just like, what gets me is how well they use swear words. You know what I mean? How well they use it.
I swear,
they use that shit like
the worst I've heard. All from middle school.
They have TV now and like all the streaming devices. Yes. So now, like when we were like that age, we didn't know how to curse. We were saying like, "Get out of my fuck." They know, like, like they actually know how to curse. Like, and the other crazy thing too is like, I don't know if you noticed this either. Like, they look a lot older than they used to too. It's like I don't know what it is. It might just be maybe me getting older. I don't know. Whatever it is, they just all look older too. So they know how to swear.
Yep.
They look older. It's crazy.
It's wild. They know all the rap music. They know all the drugs. They know everything. Like there's nothing they do not know. Like it's crazy. No, there's nothing they do not know. They know like all of it. I'm just like, how? Like what? Who is teaching all this? But that's the thing about social media. You know what I mean? Like when you got social media going, they like they're all out there listening to Lil Baby and Dirk and Future all 24/7. So.
That's what they talk about. So I guess that's where they figure it all out. I guess it is the way it is what it is. All right, Harrison. Next, what do we got for number 4?
All right, so for number 4, so for you personally, was it easier catching dimes from Jacoby Brissett or throwing hands in the octagon?
Oh, definitely.
Jacoby has some hard balls.
Definitely, dude. Jacoby Brissett has like we're doing like catching. I've literally, he's thrown to me before and I've dropped it. Like it was just like, it just comes like, boom. I'm just like, oh my gosh. He's thrown to me a couple times and I've probably caught maybe one, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, dude, this is why I'm not like, he's so good.
Friend of the
NFL quarterbacks are just.
And this was in high school. This wasn't even in
level.
NFL. This was in high school.
Yeah.
He was growing in high school though, too.
Yeah, he was.
Too.
He
So
was.
he was grown.
He
was
would literally like in high school, he would just flick the ball and it would end up in the end zone.
Was that when you decided after a couple of Jacoby
you
Brissett passes and you're like, I can't catch this shit. Let's just go wrestle. Is that kind of how it was?
No, it was actually when so there was a guy, his name was Matt Elam, and he played for the Ravens. He was like the starting safety at the time for the Ravens, sorry. And we were doing a drill and I had the ball and I was running through the gap, the A gap or the B gap or the C gap, one of the gaps, and he smacked me so hard and it fractured my collarbone. And I was tiny, you know what I'm saying? I'm little, but I could, And I was like, yep, it's time for me to hang it up. Yeah. And I was already wrestling, you know what I mean? I was already wrestling and everything, so that just made it easier for me.
Yeah. I feel your pain on that collarbone. I had to hang up my biking career because I broke my collarbone last year. It was nice and fun.
He
nice
smacked
and fun.
me, bro. But yeah, man. International Fight Week, I'm actually gonna do stand-up comedy. So after my fight, I'll get more information and I'll give it to you guys. So yeah.
Oh, bad.
I think you kill it. I think you do really good at that. I think you do really well.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
I could definitely see it.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, Harrison. Last one.
Last question. So, are you preferring the food you're having out there in Vegas right now, or would you give it all up just to get back out to Wisconsin and have some more cheese curds and like spotted?
I like the food out here. The Wisconsin food is better because a lot of the food here is like sometimes it can be rushed. You know what I mean? Like the Midwest, they take their time, they put their effort into it. Wisconsin food is amazing. It's way better than Vegas food, honestly. But the weather, the facility, everything I have out here, is just it's much better. So I'll stay out here and eat the shitty Vegas food.
It also helps a little bit with the cut. Helps a little bit with the.
But it does. Yeah. But the PI though, I can't. Okay, shitty Vegas food, not including the PI. I like the PI food. The
PI food. Every time I watch them bedded, that stuff looks so good.
It's so good, man. It's so good. I love it. Good. I love it. I'm so like blessed. And sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what I have. Like, I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, yo, I'm so damn selfish because I don't appreciate this shit, man. I need to appreciate this more. I'm so damn unappreciative.
It's so normalized at this point. You're like, oh, whatever. It's like you just kind of forget to the fact that like you're literally being treated like a professional athlete.
Yeah.
And like all this stuff is like, I'm Joe Schmo me here. Couldn't like just walk into the PI. 100%. Like, hey, dude, give me some salmon. Like, no, fuck you, dude. Get out of here. Who are you? Fucking bum.
It's like when that video of the when Harden was on the Nets when he had those smoothies. Like everyone wants to try them, but nobody.
Oh, Giannis and smoothies. That was the other thing. Giannis and smoothies.
Yeah, Giannis and smoothies.
Which I know you're a big Bucks fan. Rip. Yeah. Sorry, I was for the Bucks too. I don't.
Right.
Man, how could you not like Giannis? How could you not like Giannis?
No.
Like on and off the court, he's just like a dope ass person. Man, he's a dope individual. I hope to become big enough where I could be like, yo, like Giannis, let's get together. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be such a fun talk too, because he's just so cool.
He's the man. Like, I know you've been talking now for like 2 hours. I want to try to get you out of here. So before we let you go, you're obviously not going to say I'm going to win by a decision. How are you in your mind right now? If you had to pick any way, how do you think this fight goes down?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. Like, because I try not to think that way. I try to keep it broad. You know what I'm saying? So like, I try to keep it like, because usually when you think about one thing, it never happens the way you think about it. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping to get a finish, to get I'm hoping to get like he rushes in and I catch him, boom, boom, and just sleep him. But
counter shot, yeah.
So hopefully, if it doesn't, and I catch him with a head kick, or he can catch me with a head kick. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. But you know what I mean? I'm hoping to, you know what I mean? Like I said, just catch him coming in. But I don't like to make predictions because fights can go either way. Like y'all are lucky because y'all are the only person that I've given an answer to. Everyone else, I'm like, nope, I don't make predictions.
You didn't even give a prediction. You just said I might kick him in the face. He might kick me in the face. So
I said I'm hoping when he comes in. I said I hope when he comes in, I could catch him. I could catch him because that's just because it's like predictions. Oh man, it's just like.
You don't know. You don't fucking know. We were talking to Damon Jackson actually about this, and he was saying how like when he was preparing for Taporia, he was like, I just thought he was going to grapple me to death, and all of a sudden, like we're fucking throwing hands.
Yeah,
I didn't practice boxing.
Yeah, for real. Like, he could come out and try to take me down for all I know. You know what I mean? Like
you just don't know.
You just don't know. Right.
It's the beauty of the game.
Right.
Beauty of the mixed martial arts game.
Right.
So yeah, I want to let you go. I mean, you've been literally talking for like 2 hours. So man, I really appreciate you coming on. This was a lot of fun.
For sure, man.
Really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man. We'll do this again.
So much fun.
Oh, for sure. After you win, we'll do it later.
Let's do it.
Anyway, man, appreciate you. Good luck. We'll be cheering for you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much, man.
That is our man, Ode Osbourne. That was a great interview. Like, he's one of our favorites now. I would probably say he's one of our favorites. He's coming on now whenever we want.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we love to
what
see.
A dude.
That's what we love to see. And as I've said at the very beginning, my voice is fucked. It's gone. We're going to make this nice, quick, and easy. Just, when you're going to see live music in Florida and it's loud as fuck and you're deleting all the beers, you kind of tend to lose your voice. So it's tough.
It's just one of the only downside of a hell of a weekend. So.
That's true. I was also like drunk pretty much the entire weekend, minus like the Saturday morning to get breakfast and get a little bit more booze, but it is what it is. We'll talk more basketball in a second after we get done with winners and losers. I'll go with my first winner. The winner is hockey. Hockey's been the most competitive series. The playoffs have been just incredible, continue to be incredible, which also kind of like, this is not an official loser, but like the NBA playoffs have fucking sucked. It's historically going to be one of the most lopsided like margins of victory in like the history of the NBA. Kind of sucks with like the 3-pointers and everything else, how it's all so reliant on it. So like one team's hot and the other isn't. It's just a complete blowout. It's kind of rare. Now it's like completely rare that they're both kind of in the middle. Luckily though, had a great game 7 though last night with the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics, even though it was a blowout for most of it, and then Miami came back in the end. But winner is hockey though, because I've never heard more people talk more about hockey playoffs. There's never been a time for hockey to kind of take that next step. I mean, it kind of seems like it might be happening before our very eyes, which is awesome because I love the sport, only in the playoffs. But I also love it in general.
So, my first winner is also playoff hockey, but mine is for a completely different reason than yours. Mine is because we're going to get a McDavid versus McKinnon Western Conference.
Yeah, a lot of those. This is massive. Hopefully, they don't have them though, like 11 p.m. at night on the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Watch it. Like, they got to get better at their times, dude.
They never drop the puck on time. I swear to God, it'll be like it's supposed to be a 7:30 start, and they'll wind up dropping the puck at 9:45. It's ridiculous. But
It's wild. It's great. It's great. More people are going to see McDavid. I think the big thing is a lot of people know McDavid. Not a lot of. If you're outside hockey, you have no idea who McKinnon is. I actually heard a podcast talking about it. McKinnon is. He's like a McDavid.
He's right up there.
He's like a McDavid.
He's right up there.
Yeah. He's really fucking good. So I'm excited for that series. That series will be so much fun. I'm
especially and we don't know who's going to be facing off against Tampa Bay yet in the Eastern Conference Finals either. I feel like this year is going to be an insane Stanley Cup final matchup, no matter how it slices out. Because I'm assuming Carolina's going to win tonight.
I mean, if it's Carolina, dude, they don't win any away game, and they win every single home game. So yeah, they're going to win tonight.
Yeah. So we're either going to get Carolina, Edmonton, Carolina, Colorado, or Tampa Bay, Edmonton, Tampa Bay, Colorado. Which any way you slice that out, that's going to be an insane Stanley Cup final. Hockey has a massive opportunity here. You talked about that a minute ago, but it has such a good opportunity right now. And I hope that the league capitalizes on it because they've never been good at capitalizing on these kinds of opportunities.
Where's the Stanley Cup being aired on? Who's airing the Stanley Cup?
TNT, ESPN, I think.
Oh, so they're still doing a hybrid.
Yeah.
They're still okay. Because I was gonna say if they did it all TNT, dude, I think it'd be. I think that's. I think we've already said this. Like TNT does the best sports coverage in like all of the sport.
Easily.
So having that TNT crew, I think would have been great. But good, like it's not like the NBA, which is solely ESPN. At least TNT gets some Stanley Cup games, which is again that'll be good for the sport because people are going to be sick of this. Everyone's kind of already sick of these NBA playoffs. As a basketball fan, it's kind of hard to defend it. I mean, it's been terrible to watch after 2 quarters. Like I don't want to watch this anymore. It's already a 40-point blowout. Yeah. It's out of hand, but it's a great day to be hockey. Going to my loser, Boston, man, dude. They have fucked me so hard in the ass. Not only that, I am down a lot of money after this past weekend in Florida, as I've already said now like 3 times. But the big thing is me for being a Jason Tatum denier, and now all of a sudden he is a truther, and he's looked good though. I can't deny he's looked really good. But as I've said, as I'll make my arguments later. I'm gonna hold on to my takes, but I'm also a winner because of Andrew Wiggins, because he's going to clamp the fuck up.
Maple Jordan.
This is coming out party. Anyway, Harrison, you're a loser.
So my loser is a team that hasn't been a thing since 2019, and that's the 2019 Sixers.
Ooh.
Because one move cost both Jimmy Butler and Joel rings, and that would be trading Jimmy instead of Ben Simmons. And we're seeing it come full circle in these playoffs right now. Joel being eliminated in the last round, Jimmy being eliminated this round. It's just a move that tanked 2 teams pretty much. And we're still feeling the effects to this day. So, man, I had such high hopes that year too. And that's just a big loser. 2019 Sixers.
Beauty of the sport. It's the beauty of the sport. Like, even though like it's not as it's like you don't really know what's going to end up happening with some of these players. Like, I mean, if you go back to 2019, who would have thought Ben Simmons would have just become a shell of himself within a year?
Exactly.
Collapse. Like at the time, I think a lot of people were like, he can develop a jump shot, but he's still an all NBA defender. Like, he can still drive the rim, all that kind of stuff. Now he can't do any of that shit. So
he lost his drive. He lost his.
He doesn't have any of that. And then Harden's just a fat,
for the game.
Fuck. He just doesn't care and just wants to go to strip clubs. So Sixers. Yeah, it's tough scenes for everyone. Maybe they should trade Jimmy Butler for James Harden. Like, everyone could be happy there. And then James Harden gets to. Well, I don't know. James Harden's body weight percentage may not be ideal to the Heat culture.
No, it would. His BMI would go insane.
Yeah, it would be tough scenes. It would be very tough scenes. So I'm gonna go to my next winner. I don't know who this is. Her name's Racini. I have no idea who she is. I don't know why she has a white check mark, but she had a tweet that caught my eye over the weekend while I was in a drunken daze in Florida, and she said that is Johnny Depp the OJ to white people? When the fuck did Johnny Depp murder people? When did Johnny Depp like actually go out there and fucking assault people or rob people or any of this other fucking shit? What the fuck kind of a take is that? Like, I'd agree if he was like allegedly like murdering people, I'd be like, okay, that's a fair take. He got like his like not mistress, his like fucking ex-girlfriend shit in his bed. And what do you want? Like, the fuck? How is he OJ?
This is not a serious trial by any. Well, it is serious.
It's a meme
like,
trial.
People always. It's a meme trial. Exactly. What the fuck kind of comparison is that? No.
I don't know. I could see. Yeah, I don't know. Those are some. When I first read that out loud, I'm like, dude, that can't be real. Anyway, before I cancel myself, Harrison, what's your next loser?
Loser or winner?
Oh, winner. Fuck.
Winner. Yeah, we're going with Chelsea FC because obviously the big winner this
Golden
week
boy.
in soccer is Real Madrid.
The Golden Boy. Yes.
What Vinny Jr. What a winner! What a goal! But yeah, Chelsea FC. We got a new owner. With Liverpool losing the Champions League, we're still the last English team to win the Champions League. And Eden Hazard finally got his due and finally got his medal for winning the biggest competition in Europe. So that's just 3 massive dubs for Chelsea fans this week. Because now we can buy players again. Liverpool shat the bed, speaking of shitting the bed. And one of our all-time favorite players has finally gotten the medal he deserves. It's perfect. Just chef's kiss.
We're talking soccer.
We're talking soccer.
And then my loser, we've already talked about a lot. It's Heat culture. Heat culture, tough scenes. Like, dude, watching their offense is just watching like a dog with 3 legs walk. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely without Tyler Hero. I used to be a Tyler Hero denier, but he is kind of a cog in that machine. And they needed him badly. Even Victor Oladipo, the reincarnation of Victor Oladipo, couldn't save the Miami Heat. But like their offense, man, it was ugly. Kyle Lowry, I mean, he didn't really start to figure it out until the 4th quarter. I mean, him and his fucking dump
thickest
truck.
man in the league couldn't do it.
Yeah. The thickest boy in the NBA couldn't figure it out. But losers Heat culture. By the way, there's no way Kyle Lowry's body fat percentage is less than like 7%, right? Like, that's cap. That's
no, but it's all in his ass.
I know, like all of his fat's in his ass, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's got to be at least 10%.
God, he's so thick. All right, Harrison, you're a loser.
It's absurd. Every girl would want to be that kind of body model.
I'd want that dumpy. All right, Harrison.
I'd want that dumpy too.
I'd want that
Yeah.
dumpy.
My last loser is Luka Doncic. Not for anything he did. It's purely circumstantial for
Okay.
Luka.
Fair.
It's purely circumstantial because if you throw one other star, like big name, massive star with him, that series goes maybe 7 games, and they put a fight to the Warriors.
I think I know who it's gonna be. Bradley
No.
Beal.
I'm not saying move Luka. I'm not saying
No. I'm not saying move
Oh,
with.
yeah.
I'm saying Bradley Beal could sign with the Mavericks.
Oh, yeah, Bradley Beal. If you got Bradley Beal, yeah, I thought you were thinking that I was going to say, yeah, put him on the Sixers. No.
No,
Luka is just going to be a Mav
forever.
I don't think Mark Cuban's ever letting Luka go.
He's gonna be there forever.
Yeah, but
So
if you put Bradley Beal with Luka, that series is competitive.
Yeah.
And he has a shot at a ring.
Yeah.
Luka just needs that one guy, and he's set.
he'll get one.
He'll get
I
one.
think they could do like a sign and trade, like Jalen Brunson to go get somebody.
I
Maybe
could see
throw some
that.
picks. They'll figure it
Yeah.
out. I think now that Luka's so young, the Mavs are always in competition to get people because of like the state taxes in Texas. So I think this is the year we finally see someone get signed by the Mavs. So we'll see what happens. I don't even know what the free agent market is look like, but we'll go over that after the season's over. But that's what we got for winners and losers. I want to give a shout out. Not shout out. I might sound like a fucking hater because I am, as I've said, I am a Jason Tatum denier. But I thought it was cringe as fuck the fact that he texted Kobe and he wore the Kobe armband.
Yeah, it's like
It's trying too hard, dude.
Come
like,
on, buddy.
It's
You're-
like I
you're
understand
looking
he's your
for-
idol, but it's just like, dude, you're texting some. There's a guy who got that number, who got that text. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, time to turn it up. What the fuck is this guy
Who the
talking
fuck
about?
are you, dude? Like, what? They didn't show the response. But no, I just think that's kind of. I mean, like, I get it. He's your idol, all that kind of stuff. But like, texting Kobe's number, wearing the Lakers armband. I hope he becomes a Laker. I think that's where we're all going eventually at some point, and that's gonna be the new drama down the line. It's like, oh, a Boston guy going to LA. But I just thought that was kind of cringe, and I know I might sound like a hater, but like, I think a lot of the stuff with Kobe, I liked Kobe. I loved Kobe. I loved him as a person, as a player. There's some stuff I'm like, it's a little cringe, dude. Like, it's
like trying to make it more about yourself than about the man himself. Kind of thing.
There you go. All right, that's what we got. Also want to shout out Maple Jordan. He's gonna be the finals MVP.
Jordan.
Go ahead and get in those tickets because he's gonna clamp the fuck up out of Tatum. He's gonna posterize someone. I don't know who. He posterizes someone in every series, and it's just filthy. And everyone will talk about, where were you when Maple Jordan dunked on, like, I don't know, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Rob Williams all at once. Dude's a fucking animal.
And quick shout out, Nick Castellanos. He did it again. We were talking about Memorial Day on the commentary, and he hits a nuke to left. So I don't even know, left, right, center, straight, just out of the park. He just had another.
We'd like to give a shout out to our troops, and that's a shot to deep left field for Nick Castellanos. The Phillies are up 4-3.
I can't believe it. I love it. You gotta love it.
God, I love Nick Castellanos. All right, that's what we got for the show. My voice is fucked. I'll be better on Friday. We got Boom back for the UFC preview for this Volkov Rosenstrike card. Obviously, we got our boy Ode fighting, and we also got Mike Trezano on Friday. Great conversation with him. Always fun talking to him. Another friend of the program. So see you guys on Friday. See ya. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.fit today.